With that, Matt Bennett, Executive Director of Third No Labels, is with us now. Matt, all right. How serious, how smart, Vice President of Public Affairs, how serious, smart are you guys?
Just to be clear, I am not affiliated with No Labels. I'm with Third Way, and we oppose the No Labels bid very, very strongly. So we're very serious about opposing No Labels, but I don't think that's the question you were asking.
Yeah, okay. Is there a world in which you run a third-party candidate as a spoiler? Where does it go from here?
So again, No Labels is the group that is threatening to run a third-party candidate. Third Way, my group, has been opposing them. But our argument is exactly as your panel was just discussing. The No Labels group has $70 million. That is vastly different than Jill Stein or Gary Johnson had in 2016. In fact, it's something like 5 times what both of them spent combined all through the cycle. They've already raised somewhere between $46 and $70 million, and they are on their way to being on the ballot in most states. So this is a very serious bid with a lot of money behind it. However, it is not a movement of the type that Chris was talking about with Ross Perot. It is generated by a very small organization based in Washington, and there is a real risk that they can get 6, 8, 10% of the vote in some very important places, but there is zero possibility that they can get to, a third of the vote they would need to win in a 3-way race. So they're not going to win the election, but they absolutely could spoil the election.
All right, fair enough. At that same point, okay, if we're all to believe that democracy is the way, what is the point of trying to keep people off the ballot when that's sort of the democratic ways? Whoever can get on the ballot should be able to run.
Well, another part of the democratic way is persuasion. And what we're trying to persuade folks of now is they shouldn't support this because the very, very strong likelihood is if they go forward, they will help re-elect Donald Trump. And to us, that is an enormous danger, an existential threat to our democracy. So we are within our rights in this democracy to try to talk people out of it as well. And we would like to see credible potential candidates decline the bid that No Labels may offer them and decline to go forward on a third-party ballot. There, again, what No Labels is saying to their supporters is they can actually win the election, and that isn't true. What they can do is impact the election, but not by winning. They can impact it by spoiling the election.
Hey, Matt, it's Mick Mulvaney. I hear this a lot that No Labels is going to help Trump, help Trump, et cetera, but you also hear that maybe Larry Hogan is their candidate. If they put a moderate Republican at the top of their supposedly bipartisan ticket, aren't they as likely to take away from Trump and thus help Biden? I mean, I hear the Republicans don't like No Labels because they think they help Biden. Democrats don't help No Labels because they think they help Trump. But what if they put a Republican at the top of the ticket?
Well, actually, Mick, I haven't heard a whole bunch of Republicans complaining about No Labels. For example, there's a group in the House, the Problem Solvers Caucus, that No Labels helped to start. And the Democrats in that caucus, led by their chairman, Josh Gottheimer, are 4 square against this No Labels bid, whereas the Republicans are very open to it. I think the answer to your question, though, is all the data show that the voters that would be attracted to a third-party bid are the ones who really don't like either Trump or Biden and who are open to voting for someone else. And there's a lot of those folks, and they are much more likely to grudgingly vote for Joe Biden than they are to grudgingly vote for Trump. Trump doesn't have a lot of grudging supporters, but Biden does. And a Wall Street Journal poll from a couple of months ago showed that those people that the pollsters call the double haters, if they're given a forced choice between Trump and Biden and no one else, they will choose Biden by 39 points. So it's pretty clear that our side is at more risk than their side.
All right, Matt Bennett with Third Way. Apologies for that. Thank you very much. Good to see you. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.